What up, chat? How we doing? All right, audio's working. We should be chilling. What up, Miss K, Dev, Toasted, Hysteric, Ron, Samir, Pete, Most Fab, Miguel? How you guys doing? All right, Guile. No reason to use the government name, but what up, brother? Evening, Wills. What up, Elias? Chat, before we dive into too much, can we talk about yesterday's game plan? I feel like that shit went insane. But I take a third stop, Song take the wheel. Zay, what do you mean third stop? How the hell have you traded 3 times? All right, SO. All right. First time on Lamelli's? Yeah, I mean, end of day's been tough lately. It's been getting, he's going through what I went through. He has been. Just a lot of consolidation. If you don't get a solid entry, I mean, this initial move happened right at, and then a consolidation, right? It just, end of day can be tricky at times. Yeah, I mean, you guys saw me go through the exact same thing. Wasn't 30K, but close it up. Hey, Eldred, but we can ignore NQ. But also, those asking how I'm doing wonderful. We talked about the Lucid potential payout yesterday. Locked that in. Already requested it. Already in the bank account. So we cashed out. We're going to keep trading that funded account today. Maybe we do well. Get another one by the end of the week. We'll see. Expectations aren't going to be like that extreme. But maybe this is our week. Who knows? Maybe we blow it. World may never know. Congrats on the payout. Thanks, brother. I had to block my imposter. Elder, the craziest thing is I don't think I've posted on Instagram in like 4 months. So it's crazy. I still have imposters. I still get DM for sales all the time. But chat, kind of what I wanted to talk about yesterday's session. We had 0 interest in longs, or 0 interest in shorts at the lows off that hourly structure. If we saw a strong open on New York, we could look for that continuation to 550s. I would say that game plan worked pretty well. I know some of you guys were in from like 480s, possibly lower, possibly a little higher. Hopefully you guys held for a little bit of the overnight because crazy move. I ended up catching my piece for obviously the payout, and then I locked out two Trade Advice Selects that I just opened. They're evals, but I locked them out intraday on YM near the open. So part of this rally on YM, I locked them out. But that was a quicker trade, just in and out. Overall, though, we're looking for ES to get into 550s. Daily tried to fully engulf. It wicked lower, wicked higher, closed just below. Pretty bullish daily, but gotta remember the overall structure. And I will dive into the markets. I'm letting a few more people get in while I'm just yapping. Another name we were watching, gold. Most people were overly bearish on this chart. We saw the potential on it. So far, it's made a decent move. Did I take more options on it? No. Did I look at this options chart, run to my lower strike on my spreads without me? 100%. Shit happens. Gonna happen in trading is what it is. Overall thesis, though, I couldn't be happier about how GC and ES both rallied, traded out throughout the night, throughout the New York session as well. Gold is a little slower, but really nice move overnight, especially when you're looking at ES. Gold exploded. It did. What size Lucid do you recommend, Samir? I only use 50Ks. That is my account size. That's what I rock. Mainly because I'm not really going to risk enough on a trade to make the 100s or 150s really worth it. And if I have that big trade, I'd rather have it be on a 50K for me personally. Plus, the payout additions on most firms aren't really worth it. It goes up, what, like $1,000 on some firms? To me, to go to like 100K to get an extra 1,000 in a payout, by that time I get to that price, I could get a payout and a half on the 50K anyway. Plus, I like the pass to fail numbers on the 50Ks. They're obviously the best out there besides the 25K, but a 25K stops a little too tight. All right, let's hear the thing, brother. Yeah, most of that happens. But that's also why, just in general, yesterday I could not get myself to want to short. It just, we were in a wider range. Couldn't see it. Now, if we're looking at the same perspective today, am I interested in shorting the highs of the range? Not really. And most people are going to be like, why? You wanted the long the bottom. Why not short the top? Big thing for me at the moment is structure. And I'll dive deeper into this as people get on. But down here, we had sold off all the way into the close. Not any pullback, nothing like that. Today, we ripped throughout the early morning, consolidated through the afternoon. Once we find support, if buyers hold that support strong enough, we can then see that continuation. Down here, we hadn't locked in that overhead resistance yet to give us a possible lower high. We tried at 95s, rejected, failed, and ripped. Right here, we're trying to figure out, is there going to be a defined support, which wouldn't shock me if it was around 535s, right? This prior little hourly pivot here, where we've already respected twice. If we can hold that area on a test, maybe get a 4-hour buying back up to get a 4-hour fail to go lower, I would be all for longing this. At the same time, would I be open to having a tighter daily inside bar? Yeah. Tighter daily inside bar throughout tomorrow. We have big tech earnings starting tomorrow, which we have, who is it? Tesla, Google, and IBM. So we have all of those tomorrow afternoon. Give me a little bit of a consolidated candle here and then look for that break throughout tomorrow. Reason I'd rather have that is if we get a stronger trend into Tesla earnings, the chance of us getting a pullback grows because we don't have confirmed supports. And that's just structurally. That has nothing to do with the overall earnings. On most accounts, the passing versus drawdown is 1 to 1.5. I don't believe it is. I believe that is actually incorrect. And let me double check that. Okay, on Lucid it is. The 100K is 2 to 1, so that automatically jumps it up higher. And also, if you think about it, going from the 50K to the 100K, the payout doesn't change enough for me to really want to make $6,000 for a profit target. Because you guys see how I trade. I don't trade 3 to 4 or 5 minis. So for me to look for a profit target of 6K just doesn't necessarily make sense. Because if I'm trading 1 at most 2 minis, if I get a really tight stop with a high confirmation on a trade, by the time I get to that 6K, I would already pass the eval and lock in a payout. So that's how my mindset works towards it. What do you guys think of Tradeify firm? I love it. I only trade Tradeify and Lucid. Today I got a payout from Lucid. I don't have a payout from Tradeify active at the moment, but I'm working towards it. Those are the only two I trade. Samir, 25K makes the most sense depending on size you trade. And that's the biggest thing. If you trade smaller size, a few micros, yes. But if you're trading a mini plus, 25K might not be for you because the drawdown is like 1.2K, 1.5K, somewhere in there. And that's 3 trades in your nuke, you know? I wouldn't say I trade small. Compared to Jake, yeah, 100%. What up, Adam? How you doing, brother? Appreciate it. Dude, it's still the unfortunate thing about that payout though is I can no longer say all of my Lucid payouts have been sub 10 minutes. That one took 14. So that comes to an end. Being able to say every payout sub 10 minutes, RIP. That one took 4 extra minutes. Most of that, we will be running a giveaway. Don't you worry. If you guys get the likes up, y'all know the rules. We're getting stricter on the likes, at least on my stream. I'm not raising the likes, but we're getting strict on it. So we have this clear as day resistance on ES. I think I want to see it. I would love to see it maybe trail down just a little bit. It doesn't have to. It's either trail down a little bit or break and hold above the open. Give me a move on ES. These are the main, because I'm truly not overly interested in shorting this chart. If shorts play out, GG's, oh well. For me, I feel like I would be more interested in coming down, testing 35s, and then seeing that push above the open. Or we just straight get buying pressure above this hourly high into Asia, back above the open. I know semiconductors are fueling the rally a little bit off of TCM data. I saw something that semiconductors are now 14% of the overall stock market, which is fucking crazy to think about. But, you know, it's not a bubble. Agent, what do you mean should you make over 20 or 2K before payout? Like before you get a payout? No, not necessarily. I didn't take a max payout on my account. And it's something I talk about all the time. You guys ask, should I try to go for max payout? Get the fucking payout. Lock it in. Even if it's $500, lock it in if you like it. I got 1755. So whatever their part is after that, I probably got like 15 something. But I think on that account, I mean, this is one of the better performing accounts out the gate because that account, yeah, I made in the past 3 days, we were up like $3,800 on it. Agent, no matter what, you have a drawdown, but it like, and it depends on your situation. If you have never gotten a payout, you shouldn't be chasing max payouts. You know, you should be chasing the confirmation that your strategy is working, giving you actual money, and that you're getting the fruits of your labor. You may look at it as that'll give you drawdown. Some people also may look at that as that gives you 5 more shots on accounts if you lock in that payout. And like I said, it all comes down to perspective, right? If you are worried about blowing it and you know blowing the account after the payout will tilt you, work on blowing that buffer or growing the buffer. For me, I know it would tilt me more if I blew an account before requesting a payout. Like on this account, if I chased the extra $250 just to get a $2,000 max payout and I lost like 500 to 700, I'd be more irritated at myself. Does Lucid force move live after a certain number of payouts like Apex? I think 5, Chiz. Apex closes your PA after 6. Lucid takes you live. Appreciate you, Ollie. Noom. Dude, I am the king of screwing up consistency. That's one reason I will not trade straight to funded accounts, because the 20%. I screw up a 35% consistency. I mean, it's just because I don't pay a whole lot of attention to consistency. Now, today, did I lock myself out of a trade at like $1,200? Yeah. Because I didn't want to jack up my consistency on the last day of the payout. If it's the first day, I don't really care about it. Most bad is DJ Dow Jones. AHP. When Apex closes your PA, you have to start the process from square one. If you get an Apex account pass the eval, get 6 payouts. You have to then go get a new eval, pass it, and then go for 6 more payouts. Unless they decide to take you live. Evening, Ant. Lost your eval. Did I think you were on a paper account? Damn. I mean, I saw a lot of people struggling today, but I feel like it was just a broader picture. Early in the morning, I feel like it was pretty straightforward, easy trading. Just the end of day, I could see tricking a lot of people. Because if I was trading this, I would have been looking for a little end of day squeeze, which we ended up not getting. Wait, you lost the eval today thinking you were paper trading, but you caught the long and you lost it? I'm confused. But don't worry, Guile. Me and you both in pain. I was watching ES longs yesterday on stream here. When I didn't take them. I had to catch a trade at I think around here on this higher low last night. But Dow Jones, since somebody did ask about it, Dow Jones hasn't made as strong a rally. You can kind of see on the indices here with the daily. NQ closed higher. Makes sense. Semiconductors are ripping. They're going to have the biggest impact on NQ. It's crazy how well these react. Like just looking at daily resistances, the ones we've been talking about all the time. 2930s or 29.3s. Huge daily resistance. Clear as day. Clear as day, like little shelf right there. We struggled against it. We're currently consolidating below it. If we get above that, I think we, no joke, rip straight to 30,000 without question. If we get above that through Tesla earnings, I wouldn't be shocked for a rally up into 30,000. It would not be insane at all if we just started pushing back higher. Now, if we slam off of it, would I be shocked if we went back down to 28.7s? No, not at all. Why? Because we're within a daily range. So those are two really big areas of interest for me on NQ. But the Dow Jones daily inside bar, which is interesting. Weekly starting to feel go lower. As long as it holds above last week's lows, this looks fine. I do like the 4-hour structure, but once again, 52.6 is your area on the YM for me. I like trades up into 52.6. If we can get above 52.6, the YM has a solid opportunity for a move up into 53.1s at these recent 4-hour highs. So you'd want to look for a break above this big confirmation. If you want confirmation on the trade, you can obviously trade before that. But I'm really interested in the rally up into here. A lot of names we talked about, a lot of that similar situation, right? Especially just off of yesterday. Not even talking only futures off yesterday's stream. What is one chart we looked at, if you guys remember? Does anyone remember what we said about AMD before I click on the chart? What up, good boy NQ? I don't want to wait for you guys to say it, but if you say it, you say it. But if we look back at AMD, there was one level we were looking at off the daily. It could go to 50, right? What did it do? If we gap over on the daily, get above 520s, this can go straight to 550s with zero hesitation. If you were watching AMD today off the open, maybe even the retest of yesterday's highs, that netted nearly a 4% rally intraday. Now, mind you, I looked at AMD contracts on stream and said, holy shit, this is expensive, and didn't want to take it. But a lot of opportunity there. Wait, Jada, 3 months you've been considered live, or you've been running those accounts for 3 months? Either way, congratulations. 6 payouts is fire. Yeah, I made $2,000 one day. Screwed my consistency. I've made $8K, but still can't get a payout. Yeah, Noom, at that point, what I'm doing, like if I mess up my consistency, don't worry, Chad, I'm still watching the market. If I mess up my consistency to a crazy amount, my mindset goes build a buffer in case I go live. Now it's going to be very hard for you to blow that account because you have 8K in profits, obviously depending on the size you're using. But if you end up getting to that live feature, you now have a buffer built for that stage. AXP says 700s on the Qs. You think we're going 1% back down to 700s for Tesla earnings? That large of a sell-off would kind of shock me a little bit. But I'm not opposed to the market trending lower. Interesting. I just think that'd be more of an aggressive move down into the earnings. Do I think structurally off the daily that's possible? Yeah. Well, 1.2% lower. We take that on NQ. You're looking below the entire New York session, aren't you? Yeah. That'd be putting us back below 29K. Well below 29K. I'd be shocked if we saw that much selling. But I'm also not opposed to us sitting sideways for the next 20-something hours. I still lean more to the upside. I don't think we're going to just face rip. Like, I don't have the same expectations as yesterday, is a good way to say it. But I could be horribly wrong. Appreciate you, Arch. Any trade setup, Skater? We're watching, brother. We're watching. Main thing for me is either going to be a test of 35 that looks like it should hold, or we get back above 45 in the open. Got it, AXP. PTA stops. Does anyone know of Apex intraday 50K? The drawdown. Finch, I need to know what that last word is. Tracks, maybe? Yeah, if you get over the buffer on an account, usually it sits at 51,000 or 50,100 on a 50K. Zay, I believe July is usually more of a neutral to bearish month. I could be wrong though. Yeah, Daniel, I'm not opposed to that. For me, it's just watching this slow, methodical grind lower. We've seen these before. Usually what happens is you slowly grind lower till you find a support, and then you end up getting that aggressive buying pressure if it holds. But if it does break, we can obviously see it crack. Just for now, I still lean to the upside until proven wrong. YM is a little bit weaker thus far. Kind of consolidating at the lows. I think it'd be hilarious if the market actually rallied into Tesla earnings. A lot of people had a bunch of hope, and then we just sat sideways through it. Because I don't know the last time a big tech earnings has actually pushed us anywhere. Yeah, good boy, thank you. I've been playing around with Gamma. I don't have a subscription yet. I just haven't wanted to pay $300 a month for it personally. So I just use it when Mitch posts it. J-Dot, at that point, I would just quit using them unless they tell you you go live. There's no point in it. I mean, I know you milked them. Happy about that for you, brother. But at some point, you got to let her go. Yeah, that's one thing I see some traders go through is when they lose accounts like that because they've been trading well, and then they don't get pushed live fast, and they just go into a trading blender. Because it's crazy how long some of the live access gets on some of these prop firms. So we have gold still consolidating up and fighting the highs. Oil trying to break new highs. Oil's interestingly strong today too. I would have expected more of a pullback if the indices were going to push lower. Definitely does make me a little cautious of if we do set lower highs. See you later, Samir. NQ, he just got put live with, or he got looked at to go live with Apex. Because after you get 6 payouts with Apex, they either transition you into live or make you reset the entire thing. And he's just at a neutral phase where they're looking at him for live and he also can't reset at the same time. Arch, you held that ES long last night for 8R and then got a 1.8K lucid payout? Hell yeah. Damn, you beat me by $45. Congratulations, brother. How hot is it outside? Can I open my window? Oh, yeah. Wait, how humid is it outside? Because it rained all day. 80%. We'll see. We'll try it for a minute. It's 50 degrees in Dubai. Damn, dude, that's cold. All right, let's see if this 5-minute does hold. My problem is I would love, even with how this 15 is closing, I'm not overly eager unless we just get 2.5 minutes of straight buying pressure. It's just dream world I would love down here. Because I want a clear, defined area that bulls are holding. And at the moment, it's not set yet. Daniel, isn't 50 degrees Celsius like insane? If it's 122, hell no. It's 122 in Dubai? Nah, brother. Nah, it's like 75 here. Is it humid here? Yes. But 122 is way too hot. Good boy, NQ. That's what I would love, which sucks. Because that lowers expectations across the board. We cooking eggs outside? Brother, in that heat, you could cook eggs inside without a stove on. XP said the same thing. It's already too humid. Bro's phone is overheating just by being on stream. Facts. All right, so does this 15 close strong? And we get that little bit of a push? My problem is, like, if I want a long, I want to break over 550s, over new high of day. But I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Because I don't know if I anticipate this bar to just close up here on the 4-hour. I would want this one to be a little more neutral, and then we look for the next bar overnight for a continuation. I don't know. We'll have to see what the price does. Let me throw this on stream so you guys actually like the stream. TCM. Nah, brother. I keep seeing those videos pop up on my For You page, and I hate that shows up. Because then I know what people are talking about, and I want nothing to do with it. Chat, I'm just trying to figure out what I really want to do. So, I mean, mind you, I like the idea of longs. I just don't love the prior hourly close. And I don't know if I'm ready for longs yet. Because we're just in the middle of this wider range. I would love to see us test this 35s first. And if we don't, I would rather see conviction over the open. And if that happens, we get above the open. We'd have to anticipate the break of 55 for the trade to be worth it from a risk to reward perspective. Unless maybe you're looking to trade like small caps for a larger breakout or the YM. But everything on the indices is all basically relatively equal at the moment. There's not a whole lot of relative strength or weakness off that daily close. I mean, mind you, I can see something like this, right? But I'm in that situation that I talked about yesterday, where if we pulled back to 35, which is my game plan out the gate, and stop me out, I would immediately have to be looking to stab in right away, and I'd be more irritated in that than if I just waited. So at the moment, we're kind of playing the psychological game. I mean, TCM, it's a trading reality TV series. That's basically what it is. Van Veer, what's gross in a lot of ways? Chat, I'll be back in like 30 seconds real quick. I'm going to go change into shorts because it's getting hot in my room. So give me 30 seconds. All right, we back. That's the craziest statement. It's been over a minute now. What the hell? My bad, good boy, NQ. Yeah, Van Beer, that is the craziest statement. Bro's ironing his shorts. Let's go golf in Canada. Raul, why wouldn't I just golf here? If I'm going to golf anywhere, Ohio has a massive amount of golf courses. Like, I really don't hate this structure. I see the full vision. I just don't have enough conviction yet. I feel like it's very easy to get trapped in longs here if we don't get immediate continuation. Like, if this holds and I wanted to be long this area, I would want to see it over the open probably within the next 10-ish minutes, like before Asia session. I would need that hourly to close strongly above this. And I don't have that conviction yet. I don't have enough thesis to tell me this hourly is going to give me a strong close at 47s. If it was there, I would be willing to trade, but I don't see it. And if that's the case, if we close the hourly like this, that's not a long setup that I really want to be in at the moment. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But we don't have enough conviction. Bulls aren't taking over the market to get us back towards those highs yet. Yeah, I don't see it yet. If it happens, I'll be interested in longing after Asia. But this 15 structure right here doesn't scream 47s in the next 2 candles. Nice to meet you, Super Broad. How you doing, brother? I was just in Cincy. Not bad of a city. I've never been to Cincy. You look like you snowboard? Good boy. I will go snowboarding and I will fall down that hill faster than anybody else on the hill, but it'll be a damn good time. It'll be a damn good time as I do it. Except last time I went, I don't think I've gone in a year and a half-ish. Last time we went, I ended up buying myself an entire snowboard kit. Went one time with that. Haven't used it since. It's like $1,500 fucking dollars gone. I mean, my family got me stuff for Christmas for it as well. But yeah, and the first time we went up, before that, I hadn't snowboarded in like a year and a half, maybe 2. I went up the lift to go down the casual hill. I forget what it was. I ended up going down like the Blue Diamond or something. Horrible. Horrible. Pretty sure I got a concussion within 20 minutes. God damn it, Miss K. Gotta hit them bunny hills. Dude, I need to. Show the little kids how it's done. Ollie, it's gotta be one of the worst things though. Like you're going down a hill. You are fighting for your life to stay vertical on that board. And you see like a 9-year-old kid just ripping past you down the hill. Yeah, TCM, I don't, even structurally, I don't have the conviction that it's going to break yet. And I'm okay waiting. Like yesterday, did I hesitate a little bit too much instead of taking higher, like more aggressive entries? 100%. Could I have traded yesterday? 1,000%. Today, I feel like it's more of a day to be patient because I feel like it's very easy to get trapped. Yesterday was a day to easily get trapped in shorts during the first hour when I wasn't streaming. Today's looks like a day to easily get trapped while I am streaming. But like I said, I see the overall thesis for longs. You're looking for the higher low. The 15 is just not giving me that yet. It's not clean for me. What does oil look like? Oil's not too shabby. Problem is, where does oil rip to? 86 threes? I mean, $1.60 is not a bad move. That weekly is just so aggressive. Right now, structurally, oil's probably the strongest chart. Dollar's not open yet. It's got another like 5 minutes. Gold structure looks good, but the lower time frames doesn't. And KD's not moving. YM's below the open, NQ's below the open, ES below the open, RTY below the open. Absolute worst case, I just prevent myself from getting in longs early today. And that's a W. But at this point, I feel like we need to see the hourly close. Because looking at this 15, that's not a 15-minute chart I want to long. Unless we get a strong-ass 2.5-minute candle, close us above 44s to push the hourly up here. But just structurally, it doesn't look like it. So if we get some selling, we have 35s just below, which is 5 points. 5-point risk would put us around the open. Worst case, you throw like a 6.5-point risk on it. But you could play the game down towards 25s. I'm honestly not opposed to that if we get a weaker hourly close. And I know that just completely voids my entire initial thesis. But I'm not opposed. One thing I got to think about too is if I was willing to long here, I got to be willing to short here. I'm not overly aggressively leaning short, but I don't hate the thesis of it. Alejandro, what do you mean? We bear on Nas on the hourly, correct? I mean, I wouldn't say I'm bearish on it per se, but if we continue rejecting this resistance, 100%. And we don't even have to get back up there, right? Similar to this. Rally up into it, end up getting that pushback lower. Can NASDAQ pull down into 29 150s easily? Yes. If it breaks that, is it likely going to head towards 29 070s? Yes. One thing you have to remember is we are in a market where you have to be willing to either flip bias and just agree your initial thesis was wrong. Mainly just being willing to trade both ways, or be very, very patient for a proper setup. Yeah, we're doing it on ES daily as well, TCM. We're at this prior daily low, which we held multiple times throughout here. We gapped over here, tested here. This is like the 550s is the pivot. If you guys remember in the beginning, we have overall low range. You could put it there. You could put it right here, which is more respectful because of where we've held. If you take this, we have high of the range, and then we have a mid right around that 550s. And we're not above the mid yet. But if we do get above it, I definitely lean more bullish. We are just struggling. Someone said two-way trading. I did, Mitch. And I'm doing all this without gamma. I'm short, calling for a small sell off, then rally. Don't hate it. Dude, the NQ chops kill me. I bet. That's why I'm okay sitting cash at the moment. If it wants to range out. At this point, though, I mean, I feel like just waiting for Asia if you're cash is smarter, and then just let it rip. Yeah, Mitch, I'm really not opposed to the broader long. I would just love, like, Dream World for me is close this hourly. Give me that early Asia volatility. Give me that spike to 35 and let me long there. Let me long the dip into this support at 35s. Do I know it's going to give it to me? No, but that's like absolute dream world. If not, I likely got to wait till we're above the open and get a little conviction that way. Lambo, I talked about GC a little bit. It did what we wanted it to do yesterday. Do I think this can easily push higher again if we get more continuation? Yes. I still think GC has potential. Obviously, we talked about 4,100 yesterday. Do I think if we continue seeing buying pressure and just overall easing of the markets, it can get to 4,200? Yeah, 1,000%. That's not crazy at all, especially when you look at the overall ATR of gold on the daily chart. The way we've been moving, if we just copy today's candle from open to close, slap that right on top of this bad boy, we're already up around 150s. So yeah, I definitely think gold can continue to rally. Is this like my most favorite setup in the world? No, but we're in a consolidation. For gold, if you get me outside of this, I like it. While we're within that, probably range. Why do I have EMAs on this chart? I don't want EMA questions. And I know I'm going to get them. There. I think I delete those every single day. I'm going sequential between the extremes. Yeah, Mitch, that the extremes like well over, what was it, like 76 ones, somewhere around there? We're likely waiting a lot for some larger data aspects. A lot of people are going to think Tesla's going to be the thing that moves the market. I believe it when I see it with big tech earnings because those haven't moved the market in a minute for the most part. Yeah, so we're just, yeah. So it's probably similar to what it was this morning, I would assume. Let me go up to your little gamma profile. 75.70, yeah. I mean, if it's as dry as it was this morning or whenever you posted that right before your session, yeah, there ain't a whole lot. Which also means if we get some decent volume in, could get a little bit of a push. Yeah, TCM, I don't hate the 30-minute, but I would need it to close stronger. I would love the hourly to get a stronger close or get a weaker close, spike lower to 35, and then we long. Smart man, Vish. Looking at what you posted on the profile, this end of day reaction makes a lot of sense. I wasn't trading end of day, so I didn't see it. When price action will get better after summers. Philanthropist. I've seen a lot of people saying that like price action's not good. I disagree with that personally, and I know Mitch would as well if he's still watching. I feel like we're just going through a different phase / cycle in the market, and people aren't adapting to it is the issue. Because if you look at intraday today, even last night throughout today, all lower highs or all higher lows got bought. and it was pretty damn clear. We are just in a drastically different cycle than we were right here, where it was buy every dip and cleanly rally, or this, where it was the bigger aggressive trending moves that we got. Now we're in a phase where we're not getting much continuation on the higher time frames, but the lower time frames are moving very smoothly to support and resistances that are clear as day. Like the last 2 days. We've talked about this support for weeks. And we continue to slam up, hit it. We've talked about this support for weeks. And we just continue to range between them. Kind of looks like an inverse head and shoulders, just like last night. A little different on the hourly time frame for me last night. Right? Last night, especially at the lows, obviously we were consolidating like this. What this did for me and why I was more interested in buying the dip on this is we sold off into last week's lows structurally. Could not get enough selling pressure to even put us one tick below those lows, which showed bears were not in control. And at that point, all you need is a little bit of buying in the bears to get exhausted and you start to squeeze, which is exactly what we did throughout the entire overnight and New York. But today we don't really have that. We're sitting in the middle of nowhere at the moment, at least for me, below 50, above 35s. We get outside of this, let's ride. We test the low end of the range. I'd probably be willing to take a stab at it because you can likely throw a tighter stop on it and see if we can get that push even up towards 54s. Yeah, Blambo, and that's just adapting to the current structure, right? And even like yesterday, I was waiting for a cleaner entry when I really shouldn't have because this current structure wasn't allowing that. I should have been a little more aggressive or been willing to be more aggressive. But it's just realizing what the market's providing that day or that week and adapting your strategy to that. And that could be just not trading as much. But the problem people are going to have is they want to look for that broader continuation. So they'll start buying dips in price action like this, rather than waiting for us to either hit the lower end of a support or to break above the resistance. Then they get chopped out and stop multiple times in it. At least that's what I've seen from a lot of people. Because I've seen a lot of people say the price action is absolutely horrible right now. I love it, personally. Do I think there's opportunities all session, every session? No. It takes a lot of patience. But if you get a good entry, like I know some of you guys got last night around 480s, you get an entry and you just ride it. Never look back. But that's also why you keep seeing me look at stuff like the hourly. Give me conviction on this chart to get in a trade, and I'm willing to take it. While this doesn't look great, and I don't think, and I look at this and go, all right, this isn't something I'd want to immediately full send longs on, or I'd be okay if this move happened and I wasn't in it based off this current structure, then I wait. And I feel like that's where a lot of people struggle, is just the waiting game of it. Two weeks ago wasn't bad, Bish. You go a week and a half ago, hated it. But that was a good example. What happened? The Asia session structure changed and I didn't adapt right away. What did I do? I got fucking stopped every single trade and then the move ripped. Because I was trying to buy the higher lows like I was before. I wasn't buying the extremes of the range. Oh, well, Bish, that was just an unnecessary comment then. That was an unnecessary comment. Because I got steamrolled back then. That's why I hopped on the Melly stream and started talking to him about it. Because I dealt with that for a week and a half. It sucked. And I know Alan dealt with that for a little bit as well when he was just getting stopped out and then the moves would happen. And it's a part of trading. It's going to happen. There's times, at least for me, the market would cycle, change structure. I would keep trying to trade the way I traded before. And then by the time it finally cycled back or to something else, I adapted to that and then I would get smoked again. Hey, that crap range. Yeah, Vish, it just took a different trading strategy or a shitload of patience. Last night I took NQ off at 28,900. 28. Oh, I'm looking. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Beautiful trade. Caught it till about. Oh, you didn't hold for crazy long, but still beautiful trade if you got it down here around like sevens. All right, chat. I'm going to be waiting for Asia Open in 3 minutes. Giveaway? All right, AXP. No, we're not doing it yet. You know what you guys got to do. Oh, I know you're rage baiting. That was when New York session was lovely. When Asia sucks, New York's usually really nice. Yeah, Mitch, I'm still waiting for the day AXP goes, you know what? Run 10 giveaways on me, on the house. Even though he's never used a prop firm himself. Mitch, how'd you do today? And the rest of the chat. How'd you guys trade? I didn't ask you in the beginning. I just realized that. Morning short, butterfly printed, late short, off stream until close. Did you short 50 or 55-ish, Mitch? I already know, knowing you and the way you trade, you probably got a short between here and here. Somewhere in this vicinity. Short the new high of day. So right here. Correct. Knew it. You know if Mitch is in a trade, it's at usually the extremes because that's where you're going to get the tightest stop with Gamma. What up, Seven? Vish, I was just asking how you guys traded today. Mitch, it's almost like I ask you a shitload of Gamma questions and watch all of your streams, even if I lurk. It's almost like I do that. Mitch did great. Never seen the man not do great. The last time Mitch didn't do great was probably like, I would assume 3 months before, not last Christmas, the Christmas before. It's the last time Mitch probably didn't do great. And I mean on like a weekly aspect. Yeah, Mitch, I saw that. You only lost a few? DJN spamming 4 to 5 minis last night, hammered next to a river. Yeah, at that point, it's time to delete the app off your phone. I feel like if that's where we're sitting, I feel like the app's got to go. Gael, we haven't earned DGen hours. DGen hours would be like if I locked out this Lucid account and said, you know what? We got 2 Tradeifys we got to work on. And then we start ripping. We did get a payout, though. But that doesn't quantify DGen hours. You just want a little pop above 300? We could get it. It would suck if we don't get 35, but at this point, we might not. I'm still probably going to be waiting for it, though. Because if we don't get above the open, this is going to be a similar aspect to like yesterday when we couldn't get below yesterday's low. If this chart's going to be bullish, we should get above the open outside of this range rather quickly. We should not continue to sit right around here ranging if bulls are going to be in full control. We should get above the open, show clear as day 5-minute trend, breaking this overall slow grindy structure, and then push towards the highs. If you go long on NQ Mini right now, you'll get another payout. Gael, I actually won't because that is a Lucid Pro account and I need 3 days. If you do DGen hours, you must play AI slop song. Mitch, this is actually my other play. Oh, your AI slop song. Bet. I also have my Jamaican AI slop song I can play. What are the other indices doing? Nothing. Why I'm still below the open. RTI is consolidating just above. I don't think we might not get that test that I want. Especially if oil breaks lower, especially if the dollar doesn't do what I want it to do. Dollars opens right here. If the dollar and oil both push lower, we may just get trend. And I'm not opposed to buying higher lows in this, as long as it doesn't go straight to 55 now. But if I bought anything, it would be with the thesis of looking for a break above today's highs and getting continuation. Because I do feel like a lot of people are going to try to short this overall resistance. I still lean more so to the upside. Dream world's just this, and I don't think we're going to get that now. Because now, for the most part, if I look at this hourly, if we get that 35 test, this hourly looks horrible. Because then we have a big hourly fail to go higher, and we'd need to get bought all the way back up right away. We are breaking back above the open, which we talked about. If bulls want full control, they need to do that pretty quick. We'll see if that holds or not. If that holds, that's our cue that longs may start trending. What up, SC? How you doing? What up, YT? I got wicked out on that 15-minute second push lower. Ended up strangling the trade. Kind of sucks, but all out. Yeah. Are you trading gold? No. I'm not in gold, brother. Do I think gold can move? Yeah. Whole market can still move. I've been waiting for this, but I'm losing conviction of wanting that to happen. Personally. So now if we get an entry, it probably won't just be as clean, but we'll see what sets up. I just want this 5-minute back above the open. There's a chance we range in this like 9-point area for a little bit. But if we do break yesterday's highs, we have a lot of room. I'm the only person you don't want to see do degen? Hell yeah, Vish. Wait, Vish, why is that though? But I also agree. We've done degen hours before and it's been fun. But I feel like I'd rather just, if I'm going to trade. Plus, I don't degen the same. Like if I go degen hours, it's just going to be slightly more aggressive entries that I probably would take on my funded anyway. Yeah, Super Broadcast, I'm watching. I'm slightly interested in a more unconventional trade, to be honest. Is it going to be the cleanest structure out the gate? No. But if the YM does break, and hear me out, if the YM breaks, let's say you get an entry on this little 4-hour or hourly break here. You can easily throw a stop at 400, which 36 points on the YM is delusional, with a target at just below 52.6s. So I'm not opposed. I feel like that's going to be a better risk to reward than ES if we get a move. Is it relatively weaker right now? I mean, actually, not really. If you look at the end of day structure, yes. But in this session, it's just been stagnant around the open where ES and NQ pulled back a little bit and then pushed higher. So I'm going to leave that up on my other monitor. Keep an eye on it. But I'm not opposed primarily just because of the risk perspective on it. What are we doing here? Oil still pulling back. The dollar sitting sideways. I'm going to take it. It's going to be a little more risk. I'm not in yet since we just started pulling back, but I'm watching. But I'm stalking it just because of how tight the risk perspective is. And if the overall market trends, it has a lot of room to the upside. Is it going to be the most clean A+ setup out there? No. Hourly did spike a little bit higher. Let's give it a minute. I'm just looking at it as ES and NQ push higher. If we get any buying pressure off of the YM, especially if we get above 45s or 450s, this thing will rip. And then we look at the dollar, we look at oil, look at gold. I'm going to take it. I'm willing to risk it. My stop structurally is going to be 380s. But what would this be? Okay. So I took the higher risk on it. I'll put it on this chart. It's definitely going to be a risk trade. It is not A+ at all. It's something I'm willing to risk on this account. And then if this does stop, I lose like 440, probably a little bit of slippage. So likely 450-ish. If the indices pull back, ES and Q pull back, I'll take a stop, most likely. There's going to be the one aggressive stab that I'm willing to take on the day. Yep, I'm willing to risk it. Hell yeah, most fab. We'll see if it works. Is it the highest conviction chart out there in the world? No. But if we do, the nice part, I like to stop on it, even with 46. It allows me to use two minis, which that stop would be 440s or 440 for me. Likely a little more width slippage. What's your stop? 380s. So we have this little high pivot here from New York session. I have it slightly below that. Mainly because right now, if we do get a little bit of a push lower, I'm actually okay with it. Give me the hourly spike lower, get bought back up into the end of the hourly, and we can ride. For now, though, like I said, is more aggressive for sure. So if you don't want a more aggressive trade, don't recommend taking it. We're trading off the other indices at the moment. Obviously, ES is slightly below the open. But I think if we do get a break on the indices throughout this afternoon, YM has a lot of potential just because ES and NQ have a decent amount of overhead resistance. I also got to make sure. Why is it set to that? Actually, I'm fine with that. Because I need what? 40% consistency on this account? And let's say we're aiming for 3K total. It's like 1,200. Yeah. What would 540s give us? Because if we target this low, it'd be like 2.5, take one off there, ride the other one. So if we go 540, wouldn't be bad. What about your TP trader? I'm looking at 540 initially, just because of this little end of day resistance we have here. So right around like 2.5. Dream World for me though is honestly getting above like 52.6s, but I would already be capped out if we got that far. So I'm looking to take one off here and then see if I can ride the other up to like 52.600s. What's your password? What about my address? And Mitch, I'll also give you social, first pet's name, my mother's maiden name, whatever you need, brother. I got you. What's your sign? My sign for what? Chat, by the way, the account that we talked about earlier that I did get a payout from, you guys can see it pinned in the chat. You know what account I'm trading on right now. It's that account, but it is a Lucid Pro account. And I believe right now they are putting 40% off on those. So if you are interested, cheeky little plug, feel free to use code RT at Lucid. Because code RAKE doesn't work there. It's code RT. What's your cat sign? Well, it depends which cat. One of them, its sign is pain in the ass, whatever that one is. Yeah. No, Vish, I'm not. I think we talked about it yesterday. Gemini, I think, for June. But yeah, knowing the YM and how we trade the YM, there's a chance this, if it goes in our direction, it'll go in our direction during the stream. It could stop us out. Obviously, that's always a risk. But it can be a longer trade. YM trades, typically for us, are a hell of a lot longer. And to be honest, 113 points is a very, very reserved trim on the YM. Mitch, this is insane. Vish, this is insanely reserved. Usually, YM 150 points. We're not even thinking about it. We're not thinking about anything till like 400. Which, can this rip that far? Yeah, but it would need a lot of conviction. Like I said in the beginning of the stream, if we get over this 52 sixes, you can see a move up to like 53s without any hesitation. But it's going to be a grind to get up there. And you would likely have to hold through most of New York. We'll see if she holds or not, though. Gold's ripping. Yeah. When this hits, when GLD hits 380s this week, I'm going to be a little sad. Because those spreads would have netted like $6,500 if I didn't close them here. So yeah, when it hits 380, because I still think it will, I'm going to be sad. What are the other names doing? Nvidia pulling back a little bit. AMD a little up. Apple's down. Interesting. If not for consistency, would your normal target be yesterday's highs? Vish, if it were not for the overhead resistances that we currently have across the board, my target would be higher. That's the biggest thing for me, right? Trade the structure we're currently getting. If I was in ES, I would be interested in possibly trimming at like 54s because of that overhead resistance. So yeah, I mean, yesterday's highs is a valid target. It's not that much crazier, to be honest. It adds 1 R to the trade, so it's what, 40 points higher? So I wouldn't say it's insane, but if I'm taking a YM trade, I would likely be looking to hold for the potential break over 52 sixes. I just don't think that'll come super easy. So I'm just being a little more reserved on targets today, which I'm okay with. Yeah, most bad. It can get there if it breaks for sure. If it gets below 400s, I would anticipate the YM to pull back a little bit lower. My thing is, it'd just be hard for me to see it break this. Because if it breaks that, if it breaks that, we might see ES down around 35s. And at that point, I'd be looking to see how we react to there. Got to ask you guys a poll today. All right, Jay, you guys got a poll. Hey, brother, what do you think about trading the Dow New York session compared to Asia session? New York's definitely more volatile for the Dow for sure. I traded the Dow this morning on a little bit of a move off lows. I'd have to look back and see exactly where I bought it. But I traded the Dow this morning on an eval, and I maxed it out on this overall rally back higher. But I like trading the Dow when it moves. When the Dow moves, it moves very fluidly and it can move very fast. During New York, though, this kind of price action is very typical. To see a big crash, complete reversal without much of an entry, very typical of the Dow. This session, when I trade it, I don't really look for the flash crashes or fast moves. I look for the slower grinds. Yeah, no, I like trading the Dow a lot. How many people here are in gold? So I guarantee you some of you guys are. And some of you guys are thriving right now. That little 16-point move off the open. Chat, by the way, right now, I'll be honest, we're not on pace for a giveaway. We're at 96 likes out of 150. There's 175 of you guys in here right now. And there's been a lot more that have been on and hopped off already. If we don't get there, we can't do it. And that's the biggest thing. You guys control your destiny there. So hit the thumbs up if you want to do a giveaway. If not, just hit it to show some love. All right, Ollie. Blame the chat, not me. Do it for the love of the stream. That's what Good Boy says. If we get NQ back below the open, I lose conviction pretty quick. I like the dollar pushing lower. I truly do, and I think it can continue to push lower. But do the indices actually hold? And so far, it's not looking like it. If we set an hourly lower high, it's not going to be ideal. Are you gonna win? It's rigged. Vish. I mean, I wish I had an argument for that, but I don't. I tried to argue that on chat, and it backfired worse than it ever could have, and that I ever imagined. Yeah, AXP. Mitch has 2 YouTubes that he just hops on with. So we modded his other one. So if you see Mitch at all in blue, it's Mitch. Zay, I don't hate RTY. It's just, it's hard stuck, similar to most names. But RTY has been in this range for a while. If RTY can get and claim above 3,000s, let it fly. If it doesn't, we likely continue to range like this. And that's how the entire market is. Oh, you said growths, not small caps. Well, same situation. Everything's range bound. Age is going to be choppy for sure. I expected AXP. I definitely don't expect this to hit, if it does, during this session. At all. It would be something that I hold, go do whatever I want to do after stream, and let it trade. Oh, the growth accounts. We'll see, Zay. That's why you got to be, that's why you got to have a little more detail in there. I do like the growths. If I wanted, like, degen and eval, it's probably going to be the growths, because there's nothing worse than trying to degen an eval and needing 2 or 3 days to pass it. I feel like that's just a degen I'm not willing to degen. But if I'm trying to trade an eval aggressively, it's definitely the growth. That 35% might slow me down. Sorry, I mean, it will, Zay. But what I do is I just set a max cap on it. And that 35% on 3K, what is that? A little under 1,100. Yeah, 1,050. That's technically the 35% consistency. For me, I kind of ignore that. I just set it to like 1,500, and then if it hits that, I just got to make more money. I don't cap those accounts at 1,000, which I probably should for a faster payout. Because the last time I did that, it took like 12 trading days and then an additional like 13 trading days to get the 2 payouts on it. I will say though, if you're trading the growths, the Lucid Pros are basically the same account, but the rules are a little easier. because it's 40% consistency. I feel like Lucid took like all Tradeify's consistency numbers and just tweaked them a little bit. Make them just ever so slightly better. I mean, Vish, it's more expensive, but we're talking what, $12? It's not like crazy expensive when you look at it. Because I think the growths are like 90 something. And then the Pro is like 111, somewhere around there. Yes. Tradeify growths have consistency on the funded. Tradeify Select have consistency on the eval. That's true, Vish. That is true. I don't love the way price is reacting here. 5-minute lower high, 15-minute broke on ES. Looking like it wants to set a lower high across the board for the most part. I don't love it. 30 minutes weaker with 2 minutes left. I might do something I don't do often. I might choose to go flat. Still watching for now, but I don't love structure. Unless you're in gold, then I like structure. I just don't love these yet. We kind of have 2 minutes to fix it, or else the 30 looks like it needs to push lower. Chat, I'm going to go flat. I'm going to eat the 180 to the chin and let this sit. If that wants to move later, it can move later. I'm going to eat the 180 stop and let this trade do its thing. I don't like us failing these candles, pushing back to the lower end. I don't like the 30-minute structure here across the board on any name. Right? Like you have ES closing like this with a lower high with 40 seconds left. NQ, RTY, YM. Can they hold? Yes. Am I okay if it rips if it does hold? 100%. I don't like the risk on it. I'd rather wait for more conviction, and I'm okay doing that. Dollar's still weak, which is good, though, if anyone is holding. But I'm going to wait. If hourly pivots in the next 30 minutes, trade thesis could build. But for now, I'm going to chill. Let's see what chat's in. Chat is 64% long, 14% short, 22% cash sideways. I'm out here on running errands with the wife. Have a good one, good boy. Enjoy. Not gonna lie, I really hate calling you that, but it's your name. Chad, if you guys are in trades, what are you currently trading? And I do still think this can make a rally with this consolidation if we hold this like 410s. I don't have high conviction of it. And it's more so, it's at the point I just don't want to be in the trade versus there's no way it can work. I think it can still work. I just don't want to be in that right now. See you later, BL. Long NQ and ES. Damn, Gael. Long NQ 2927. Nice entry. I like that. Big dump on gold. I mean, but to be fair, we talked about it going up to 4100s. So far it has. Watch how it reacts to it. Be a big thesis. I'll feel 10 times, like I will feel amazing if YM pushes lower, because my gut was just screaming I do not need to be in this trade. And when that happens, I'll eat $180 little loss on it and carry on with my day. Waiting on ES to hit 75.37 and see how it reacts. Smart, Miguel. Smart. Trying to win that leap contest. Gael, what leap contest? Yeah, Diego, that's where I'm sitting, where we're just chilling. Nice hit TP on my short. Oh, damn, NQ done more than I thought. Since we're not in YM, I know you guys, in the most respectful way, don't give a shit about the Dow Jones. So we're putting NQ back up. But chat, at the moment, you guys are currently fighting time on the giveaway. Because in theory, you never have any idea when I'm going to end stream. But if I end stream at 9, technically you guys have 27 minutes to get 33 likes. Trading View is a contest right now. Trading CME products. They call it the Leap. Interesting. What do you win for winning it? What up, Bass? How you doing? Liked as soon as you jumped on. Hell yeah, brother. I had a great day, my man. First place gets 10K. Damn. Gael, what place are you sitting in, or is it the first day? Yeah, trader, I got out just because I don't love structure. I'm not like I absolutely hate it, but I don't love the way the candles are sitting at the moment. I just don't have conviction in the market making a stronger move yet. If it does, it does. My gut was just screaming at me to get out of the trade. And when that's happening, I would rather be cash. Just because that's when I can get more of a little irritation if it like aggressively fails. Currently sitting at 131. Damn, brother. I'm like 16K behind first place, though. Well, it looks like there's going to be a big difference between the top 100 people. Jomo, I don't, but it's something Jake can look at as well. Because something that's kind of cool, I want to see if I can open it. Let's see if I can get Streamlabs up. If I do, is it this? No. Pulse, timer, command, modules. Nope. Somewhere, I'm not going to spend all my time looking at it. Somewhere on Steambot or Streamlabs, you can do a wheel spin, and you could put like different giveaways on it, which would be sick at one point. But no, that would be easy for Jake to do if he wanted to do it. So it's just up to him, which I'm sure he'd be happy to. Activated the auto lockout on Tradeovate for weekly profit instead of daily. Now I'm locked out for the week. Wait, Shiv. Which lockout did you do? Is it just like if you go to risk settings, is it the weekly profit trigger up in the settings on the top right thing? Or is it the hard lockout feature? Because there's two different ones. The hard lockout. So not the one in the settings, but the one that's on like the top of the page of it. Like the manual lockout, you put week profits in. No. Hang on, I'll just do this. Was it this lockout right here? Where it's like weekly profit trigger? The one in the settings? Oh, that's an easy fix. If it's on a prop firm or something like that, turn it off. Just bam. Bam. This isn't like a hard set lockout. You can change it after you're locked out. Unless it's on a personal account and you have it set to hard lock to where you can only change it during certain times, it's not a lockout. That's why I don't think that's a tilt prevention, because I've tilted hard enough where I've gone into those rules, changed my loss limit, and blew the account. That was a while ago. That was a big tilt a while ago. But I have done it. You did the prevent changes too. Is it a personal account? Oh. Oh. Oh, no, brother. You're locked out until the futures market closes. So whatever time frame you're in, you just got to wait till this little time frame between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern. So when futures market closes, you can go back in and change your rules. Outside of that, you're cooked. So you just can't trade till tomorrow at the futures close. Basically, once Tesla earnings is over, congrats, you can trade again. If you remember to change the rules, because you have to remember to go in there and actively change those rules in that hour. Yeah, you're good for the week, just not for the day. I'm trading in a vehicle on my way to Tennessee. I feel like that's got to be... Well, first off, it depends if you're driving or not. But that's got to be like an 8 out of 10 place. That would just suck ass to tilt. Like, imagine you're on a 13-hour road trip in a car, trading. You trade this range, you start tilting, and you are just locked in a car with you and your phone. It can get worse, but I don't know how much worse that can get. Rich, Asia just opened at 8. Not gonna look good. No, dude. I mean, talk about road rage. Just your thoughts. Probably some either super loud music or no music at all. Imagine if you tilted in like the first hour as well. You have 12 hours to sit there and just think about what you did. I'm going to make this real big for you guys. No, hey, just I'm sure you're not, but that made me immediately think about it. Because, dude, I've had dumb tilts. We had a meetup in Houston, and we were all in a mod house. Because it was like a big Airbnb that Jake got for all the mods in the Discord. Dude, there was a day I tilted in silence in there. It was nobody, to this day, nobody knows. But I lost like $1,500 on options one day in the mod house. And I was like, dude, this sucks ass. But I was like, you know what? I'm on vacation, so who cares? That money's gone. Can't do anything. Oh, we've all had stupid tilts. I guarantee it. We know now, 1 HP. I'm okay saying it. As long as it wasn't at it. But the funniest thing is those of you that have been to meetups or those of you that might have been to the meetups. Well, no, Elder, it's even worse because we were all around a table. No, Brandon, it was an options account. So it was actual money. It wasn't a prop firm. It was real money I put in for the trip. And I was like, you know what? I'll trade a little bit. Yeeted it. Happens to the best of us. But no, we were all sitting around a table, everybody trading in the morning. And I was just on the end of the table, pretending everything was all good, doing well. Flawless day. Nah, dude. That was brutal. We are special humans. We are, Zay. The funniest part, too, is a few hours after that, we did the meetup. So I'm there meeting like hundreds of people after just tilting my absolute ass off. 1 HP. Ain't no need to be sorry, brother. And I've had multiple people DM me stuff like that. Like, hey, I can't make it this week. Sorry about that. I mean, as long as you guys show up occasionally, show some love, show some support. Doesn't even have to be me. Show up to Jake's stream, right? Show up to Mitch and Lamelli's stream. Doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, Elder. I mean, I've been there a lot. I've traded so many times like in the same house as Jake. I haven't tilted that much next to Jake, but, you know, sometimes you just take shit trades. But it also feels 10 times better if you win. Everybody leave me alone. I'm trying to sit in the trunk. Thus far, the entire market has still not moved since my YM exit. Might have exited at the lows with slippage, but, you know. SO. I mean, I told Chad earlier, we're being a little more strict about it. At least I am. So we either hit this number or it ain't happening. And I know some people that liked and other people don't will be irritated about it, but is what it is. Yeah, Zach, we'll see what happens. I'm not overly eager. This is a day, like yesterday, I told you guys straight up, when stream ends, I will be stalking this long, which set up beautifully, right? You could look for easy continuation. We talked about around 10-ish. 10, a little bit after, started to get the hold and rally. Beautiful move off the 4-hour close. Today, I'm not that eager. When stream ends today, if price still looks anything remotely like this, I may not trade till New York. I may wait, see what like 12 p.m. does. If it still looks kind of shitty, might not trade till tomorrow. Zach, it's starting to. That's why I ended up closing. I can see it going either way here, and that's not a trade I should be in. If I can paint a logical thesis for either direction. Hysteric. I mean, most people don't think about this too. Where, like, the mental impact that just streaming every single day can do. Not even just streaming. And I know, boo-hoo, right? The job ain't that hard, whatever. But when you're live recording like Jake did for a month straight every single trade, and you have one really bad day, and you know it's going to be recorded, that fucking blows. That's why when people, like, because I know I'm not 90% win rate strategy, so I'm going to get losses. I'm okay with it. But that's why when newer traders, like I used to in the beginning, I used to post P&Ls every single day. What did I not do? Post when I tilted my fucking ass off. That's why I know a lot of social media, most people aren't going to post the losses because it's just embarrassing as hell. That's why when I see newer traders continuously just posting P&L, I'm like, just make sure you're either overly transparent about your losses or just don't do it. You got two options. I'm basically in the same trade I was this afternoon. I don't know if that's good or bad, brother. I don't know if that's good or bad. SO, I don't blame you. I will literally sit in Jake's stream waiting for him to run giveaways so I could run it for him. And I won't like the stream until the very end because I forget about it. So I don't blame people for not liking the stream. I'm horrible at it. Also hysteric. The funny thing is with those videos that Jake did for a month straight, he had Callan sitting right next to him the entire trading session, recording everything he did. So imagine taking a bigger loss or like tilting and you have someone sitting right here with a camera just recording everything that's going on. That would suck. Hell yeah, Miguel. I'd love to see that, brother. Love to hear it. I can't even be around my wife, dude. Zay, I feel like it would be great at times to have someone just trading with, but it has to be like-minded people. Here's what I would do. It would either have to be like-minded people or have someone who knows nothing about trading. You tell them, and obviously someone who knows nothing about trading but deeply like cares about you doing well. Tell them your trade plan. Who farted? Huh? Tell them your trade plan. If you start to fade from it, they immediately call you out on it. Talk about like the most go-to trading strategy in the world. Like, here is my plan. Like, imagine if you walked up to, like, you had your girl stand next to you, or your wife, sit next to you, and you're like, the second I start steering away from this plan, call me out on it. And you go to degen an account, and she's like, 8, and you're like, son of a bitch, dude. Like, all you want to do is just send a little yeet for a little bullworm. Streamlabs trying to get me to turn on donos. It's showing, I'll show it in the corner, but it's showing chat alerts and it's showing little donos. Oh, where'd it go? How did I just do that? I somehow, I don't even know this is possible. I somehow put two windows in the same window to where they're together. And I didn't know this was a thing. Interesting. I don't know how to fix it. So we'll just open a new tab. I think it's because she's seen the struggle, Zay, 100%. But also, I'm just saying, if she's seen the struggle and she's still there, that's a hell of a wife. That is a hell of a wife. Because I know how dark them trading times can get. You guys probably in chat, just so you know, when there's technical difficulties on stream, I am the IT guy. And I just did that and didn't even know I could do it. So if there's ever technical difficulties on this session, understand it may take a minute. Tilting the fuck out and having to be normal at home is insanely difficult. Yeah, bitch, I can see that. Someone asks you, like, how's your day? Be like, wonderful. Couldn't be better. You just lost 10 evals or funded accounts. What up, AMG? All right, chat, do me one favor. I need 8 of you lovely people Just 8. You guys know what you need to do. Just 8 of them. 8, because I want to give it away. 8 of them, and we run it. You just describing my daily life? Yeah, bitch, it'd be like that. It just, you live and you learn. I've learned to be able to easily detach trading from the rest of life. I see you on Jake's session. You trade all day. AMG, I just help run. I basically try to help make sure Jake's streams run smoothly. Watching chat, watching just everything else going on. I don't have a problem trading during the New York Open. I just don't do it as often. My primary trading slot is this 7 p.m. Eastern till like 1 a.m.-ish. And then if New York looks good and I like a setup like today, I traded a little bit on the YM at the Open on evals. So it all depends. But not often do I trade New York. Yeah, I'm just active in chat. Also watching for people that need banned or timed out. Because if there's any stream that needs it the most, it's his. Rumo, I think Rumo showed up like one time. What up, Gator? How you doing, brother? I think Rumo was on stream like 1, maybe 2 times, but no, he doesn't show up here. I have noticed though. Dude, there was one time, I'm not even joking. I jumped in Tradeify's stream. I think it was their Asia session. I jumped in before just because I like watching random streams occasionally. I jumped in before I was on because they'll run like that a little bit earlier. And Rumo was in there posting his trades the exact same way he does to Jake. So that man is in multiple trading streams, just sending his trade ideas and disappearing. No other comments, nothing else. Just Rumo is short here, looking for this. Hell yeah, Gator. I just got mine today from Lucid. Especially nice during a little midweek. Also, chat. Has anyone in here gotten multiple payouts from the Lucid Pro accounts? Because this is my first Lucid Pro funded, to be honest. Rumo is just a random trader. This is like the, I think, 3rd Lucid Pro eval I've traded, and it's the first funded because I think I blew the first 2. But I haven't gotten a second payout. You have SO. What's the qualification for the second one? Because I don't think you have to make $3,000 or whatever it is. I think you just need 40% consistency. Don't you need like $500 in profit? I feel like it's just weird rules. Yeah. No, Lucid's a great account. Like, I love this account. I love the payout so far. I just want to know exactly what if I need to be stricter on it or what I need to target for another payout. Zach, it's only 3 trading days on the Pro. We have like, oh, give me 1 second, trader. I'll run it. No. You guys are thinking of the flex. Oh, wait. I just almost bought an eval. Hang on. I want to look at the rules. Yeah, because this one, it's this. Where you just need the... So payout profit. So I only have to make 500 more. You had the flex, not the pro. So nobody in chat knows this. Got it. We're in new waters. I think all I have to do is make $500 and have a 40% consistency, and I can get a payout. But obviously, I have to be above 2,100 in profit, which I'm now $182 below, but that's not a problem. Yeah, so I think I just need 40% and then $500 in total profit. Bet. That's not that bad. What was the question? For Lucid Pro second payout. Hell yeah, Danny. That's what I just did yesterday. Mine was at 3,800 in profit, and I just took a payout. As long as you keep your consistency, you can take up to 2,500. Yeah, I saw that for the second payout. You can take 2,500. So I would need to grow the account to 4,600 to take that. So if I did this, so it'd be 2,500. Oh. So roughly like $840 across 3 days on average would get another payout. That would get max payout, actually. No. Yeah. Yeah. That's not that bad. I think 500 is the least you'd be able to. Yeah, I can tell you on the second payout, I'm definitely not looking for 500. I'd be anything under like 1,500. I'd probably just keep growing the account. But chat, we did reach the limit. So let me catch up on chat first. Not yet. I haven't had a payout in a fortnight. Well, Brandon, all that means is just you're due. You're due for Denny. There's no way you type it early and you type it wrong the first time. There's no way we're doing that. We can't be fumbling that hard before the giveaway even starts. I usually don't try to shoot for max for the first payout, but after first payout, then I just work on growing the account. Anyways, let it rip, chat. This time I actually clicked the button. I actually clicked it. You have 3 minutes, by the way. We're not doing long ones anymore. Long-ish. We're doing that mid-little range. So you got 3 minutes. While you're doing that, I'm going to go get water because I'm completely out. I'll be back in 1 minute. I'm cross-eyed. Love that for you. All right, chat, I'm back. Are we doing it on the giveaways? Second I get back, someone already messed it up. Dot gimme. You have 1 minute and 3 seconds. We got a spike lower, but oh my God, that hourly looks horrible. That hourly looks miserable, dude. At least on ES and NQ. YM doesn't look as bad, just held the lows. So YM could be a move. I'm still interested in the YM, but maybe not yet. We'll see. We'll see on that. How many people are in? You guys got decent odds. Less than 100 so far. How many of you guys are still short? Gold ripping again? Is it? Oh, this is going to haunt me. 380s is going to haunt me. At least I got a payout. It wasn't nearly as much as gold would have paid, but yeah, mistakes were made. Exit me, I'm short. Hell yeah. Most fab. What do you... Gold hit your break even. Where did you enter? Where? What do you mean? Been short since 309. Not too shabby. Right under the open. That is closed, by the way, chat. Caught that short. Thank the Lord. Flip me green. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, this market loses my interest a little bit. Just off structure. I'd rather be patient with it. I mean, gold is going a little bit nuclear. We'll see if it gets continuation up towards 150s. Gold in this range has been very clear with these support resistances. It's just every 50 points, right? So now if we hold over 4,100, we have 4,150, 4,200. Anyways, the winner is... I can't read that. So you, the man who won. I physically can't read that name. So, congrats. I'm not going to get canceled. Anyways, Mr. Carlos. Are you in the chat? Damn good looking. Hell yeah. Carlos, have you won before? Say it, say it. No. Hell no. Wait, I asked if you won before and you said yes right here. Have you won before? Denny, okay, never. Perfect. All you gotta do, shoot me a DM. We got your back. I mean, to be fair, Velma, you only get canceled if you allow people to cancel you. Right? Like if you stand your ground, you don't get canceled. If you do something absolutely crazy, you deserve it. But shoot me a DM on Instagram. Let me know when you send it, and I'll check. You got the pass? Nah, dude. I need that shit handwritten, signed, and shipped to me for me to get that. Yeah, Carlos, just let me know if you can real quick. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. And then just so I can confirm it to you. Because sometimes, occasionally, you'll have other people. Denny boy, I actually had someone I used to work with in welding that had like actual cards. And he had given me one. Craziest thing is instant. Have you used it? No. No, I have not. No, I mean, just in general, I'm more just not a fan of the word because where I grew up, a lot of people like to use it in not the friendliest way. So I just have not a fan of it. But the funniest part is his Instagram name is exactly what you'd expect it to be. The exact same thing you'd expect it to be. Carlos, I got you after stream, brother. I'll get you the code right when stream ends. Oil, nice push. Is it? Ooh. Since when do oil and gold move together? Yeah, AMG, I took a little YM trade within this range My stop technically didn't get hit, but I got out of it because I didn't like conviction. I just did not like conviction at all with it. Since inflation and dollar. That makes sense if dollar's pulling back. But usually you're not going to see oil rip with those. So we'll see if oil holds. But obviously, like I talked about before, oil is still drastically underpriced in my opinion. So it can easily trend higher. But normally you're not also seeing the indices pull back. Had that username since middle school? Hell yeah. Well, there's some interesting characters. Daniel, that is an understatement. That is probably one of the biggest understatements I've ever heard. Pretty certain this is a long here. If we hold 35, the initial thesis can play out. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not overly eager to dive into any of this current price action on any name here. I feel like I want to wait, especially because we're looking at the 4 hours now. If we get an hour of buying pressure, the 4 hours can flip, have a little lower wick, look more bullish. Thus far, they really don't. They look like they might want to pull back a little bit more. If ES pulls back, it could pull back to 520s without hesitation. So I'm just being patient. I'm not overly eager to dive into anything here. Apple's the main thing that's pulling back. There had to be some type of news on Apple if it's down 1%. I've worked with welders and concrete guys. What breeds of humans? Yeah, A-trades. That's where I grew up around my entire life. It keeps life interesting, I'll tell you that. Yeah, AMG, I closed my trade early, which is good because it looks like it's going to get stopped out. So I took like half the R that I was going to take if I actually lost the full thing. Was it at least made of metal? No, it wasn't. Gold wide, gold strong. I mean, chat, we talked about it all week. If gold makes a rally, there's a chance this week gold makes a very aggressive move. And since we mentioned that yesterday, gold is up almost 3%. So the opportunity is there for sure. And I'm happy for those of you that are catching gold longs. But chat, I think I might call it just because I don't have interest in a trade here. I'm going to wait, see what the market does, see how we react overall, and then maybe look to trade, see how the 4 hour closes personally. So between like 10 and 11, maybe get interest. Outside of that, before that, likely not a whole lot of interest for me in the market. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Appreciate you guys being here, especially 160 of you guys staying on for the whole thing. Appreciate that. It means a lot. I'll be back tomorrow. You always know Alan's up 1 a.m. Eastern. He's ready to ride. Jake's back in the morning. No. I think Jake's off tomorrow. I don't think we have a morning stream tomorrow. I think it starts with Mitch. I believe so, because I think Jake's traveling. I believe so. So we'll see. But I'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Y'all have a great rest of your night.